Welcome to News Edge, your sharpest source for daily headlines and deep dives. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay ahead of the curve. The South China Sea is once again at the center of a tense international standoff. The Philippines has released a new map, officially defining its sea boundaries, directly overlapping with areas claimed by China. This move is Manila's boldest yet, challenging Beijing's sweeping claims and aiming to protect what it sees as its rightful territory under international law. For years, the Philippines protested China's actions. Now, it's passing laws and drawing official lines. The new map highlights the Philippines' Exclusive Economic Zone, or EEZ, showing that several disputed areas fall within it. China's reaction was swift. Beijing called the map a provocation and accused Manila of trying to legitimize illegitimate claims. The core issued two nations, two irreconcilable views, one based on international law, the other on historical records. The Philippines, emboldened by global support, is more assertive than ever. China, a rising power, is determined to enforce what it calls its indisputable sovereignty. This standoff is about more than territory. It's about national pride, law, and power. Every move by one side triggers a reaction from the other, pushing them further apart. The world's busiest shipping lanes are now a flashpoint. The stakes have never been higher. At the heart of the dispute is Scarborough Shoal, a small reef with outsized importance. For the Philippines, it's a traditional fishing ground and a vital source of livelihood, well within its EEZ. For China, it's a strategic outpost. Control means projecting power across the South China Sea. Whoever holds the shoal can monitor shipping, deploy military assets, and control access to rich fishing grounds and potential oil and gas reserves. Since 2012, China has effectively controlled the shoal, often blocking Filipino fishermen and asserting dominance. For Filipinos, Scarborough is a symbol of national pride and sovereignty under threat. For China, it's proof of its historical claims and growing power. Every confrontation here is a global flashpoint. One wrong move could spark a crisis. The shoal's fate is about more than rocks and reefs. It's about who sets the rules in Asia's most contested waters. The world is watching. The stakes: food security, energy, and national identity. Scarborough Shoal is a microcosm of the larger struggle. The fight for this reef is the fight for the future of the region. In 2016, the Philippines won a landmark legal victory at The Hague. The tribunal ruled China's 9-dash line had no legal basis and that China had violated the Philippines' rights in its EEZ. The decision was clear, detailed, and binding under international law. But China immediately rejected the ruling, calling it waste paper and refusing to comply. Beijing argued the tribunal had no jurisdiction and continued its activities in the disputed waters. The Philippines has the law on its side, but not the power to enforce it. China has the power, but ignores the law. This standoff undermines peaceful dispute resolution and sends a troubling message to smaller nations. The 2016 ruling remains the foundation of Manila's protests, but China's defiance keeps tensions high. The world saw a test of international law and the limits of its enforcement. The legal victory is real, but so is the challenge of making it matter on the water. The Philippines presses on, armed with a ruling the world recognizes, but China refuses to accept. The struggle continues. The dispute isn't just about maps and courts, it's playing out on the water. Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia vessels now patrol disputed areas, confronting Philippine ships and fishermen. Incidents have grown more aggressive. Water cannons, dangerous maneuvers, and close calls are now routine. China's strategy is clear: make it risky for the Philippines to operate in its own waters, especially near flashpoints like Second Thomas Shoal. Filipino sailors and fishermen face constant intimidation, while Manila publicizes these incidents to rally global support. Each encounter raises the risk of a miscalculation that could spiral out of control. The front lines are crowded, tense, and unpredictable. The danger of escalation is real and growing. The Philippines-China dispute is shaking the entire region. Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan all have overlapping claims and are watching closely. China's actions against the Philippines are a warning to its neighbors. If Manila is bullied, others could be next. This shared threat is pushing Southeast Asian countries to consider closer security cooperation. But unity is hard. China is a key economic partner, and ASEAN struggles to speak with one voice. The region is responding by boosting defense budgets and modernizing navies, fueling a quiet arms race. The South China Sea is becoming more militarized and unstable. China's moves against the Philippines are changing the security landscape for millions. The risk of a wider conflict is rising. The world's attention is fixed on these troubled waters. The stakes are regional peace and the future of international order. The Philippines is fighting back with the law. New legislation, the Maritime Zones Act and Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act, formally defines its maritime territory and rights. These laws anchor the 2016 arbitral ruling in domestic law and set clear rules for foreign ships and aircraft. It's lawfare, using legal tools to strengthen Manila's position and unify its government's approach. The laws can't stop Chinese ships, but they build a solid foundation for future legal and diplomatic battles. Not everyone is happy. Malaysia and others have protested overlapping claims. The disputes are complex, but the Philippines' goal is clear: defend its territory and set the rules for future generations. The legal fight is just beginning. China's response to the new Philippine laws and map was immediate and forceful. Beijing condemned the moves, labeled them illegal, and backed up its words with military drills in disputed waters. China's message: its sovereignty is non-negotiable, and it's willing to use force to defend its claims. The show of military power is meant to intimidate Manila and deter enforcement of the new laws. China's strategy is clear: pressure, isolate, and outmuscle the Philippines. Dialogue is offered, but only if Manila drops the 2016 ruling, a non-starter for the Philippines. The standoff is locked in, with no easy way out. The Philippines isn't alone. It has powerful friends. The United States, bound by a mutual defense treaty, has ramped up support, conducting joint exercises and gaining expanded access to Philippine bases. Washington insists on freedom of navigation and backs the 2016 ruling, but stops short of taking sides on sovereignty. Other allies, Japan, Australia, and European powers, are stepping up, sending ships and offering military aid. This coalition signals to China that its actions are a global concern. But alliances come with uncertainty. U.S. policy could shift, and China remains a major economic partner. Manila must balance its alliances and its own interests. The goal: build enough strength and international backing to deter aggression. The Philippines leads its own defense, but global support is crucial. The world is watching and waiting. The future of the South China Sea is uncertain and fraught with risk. The Philippines and China remain far apart, with no quick resolution in sight. Confrontations at sea will likely continue, raising the risk of a dangerous miscalculation. A single incident could trigger the U.S.-Philippines Defense Pact, drawing in global powers. Experts urge Manila to play the long game, document Chinese actions, strengthen alliances, and build up its own defenses. The goal is to raise the diplomatic and political cost of China's aggression. Billions in global trade pass through these waters. Any conflict would have worldwide consequences. The Philippines' struggle is a test for international law and the rules-based order. How this conflict unfolds will shape Southeast Asia's future and the world's. The stakes could not be higher.